stitch paint are gonna be, we're gonna start assembling the Aspen. So we're not using any glue today. We're gonna use some of the double-sided glue tape because it's one of my favorite things from Tandy. We're gonna get all the pieces already pre-cut, pre-punched, so you already see where the holes are established at. What we're gonna do, we're gonna apply the glue tape to where, right on the edges of right by all the holes. Now, you can choose to put the glue tape directly over the hole. I wouldn't suggest that because then you'll have a little bit of hard time with the thread going through. So what you wanna do, you wanna get one of the thinner glue tapes. You're gonna come just close to the edge of it. It won't completely cover the hole. You'll be right next to it. So that way, when you go through the holes that are established already, you won't get too much residue from the glue. I'm gonna cut that off. Gonna just measure that along. Boom. So now on the Aspen, you can see there's a gap in the middle where there's no hole. That's where the fold is gonna be. So you don't put any glue tape on that. What you're gonna do, you're just gonna follow this second line of holes right here. Do the same thing you did on the little strap part. Just gonna go right across the edge and just guide it along. And stop at that last hole. When you apply the glue tape, make sure you press it down a little bit. That way it'll stick a little better. And do the same thing to the next side. Right next to the holes on the outside. Guide it along. All right. Cut that off. Now you just peel off the tape, the little paper. I don't really have any nails, so I struggle with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna use, you can either use a scratch awl, but I'm gonna use one of my needles to get the paper off. There we go. Peel that off. Next side. Same thing. And now what you're gonna do, gonna fold that a little bit. That top hole in the front part, you're gonna match it with the top hole on the back part, edge to edge. Here's a trick too. If you have some extra needles, depending on how many needles you have, you can stick one needle through the first hole and put it through the other one, and that'll get you a perfect match every single time. Just line it up, pull the needle out, press it down. Make sure it matches real good, edge to edge. I'm just gonna fold it down. There we go. We're gonna do the same thing here. You can get the needle, go through the first one. Hit it through right there. Match those edges up. Pull that needle out. Boom. There we go. And this one's not too sticky. I might have to put another piece of glue tape because it's not that sticky. Oh, that's the good thing about the glue tape. You can just readjust it if need be. Let me put a little extra piece on that one. All things aren't perfect, so you can always add a little more if you need to. Just put it right back on top. That feels like a winner. There you go. All right, and now you have one more piece to add. You have the little flap to put on front. So what I like to do to keep the sides down, if you don't use glue, get some butterfly clips. They're like $1, $2. You can go to kind of any store or office supply shop, grab them up. They're easy to use. So we're gonna do the same thing with this. Now, of course, the Aspen comes with directions on where to place everything. So what we're gonna do the same thing you did with the sides. You're gonna match the holes. This time I'll use both my needles to kind of show you. Line everything up. I can't remember where I learned this trick at, but I'm glad I did. So whichever you're gonna get right, you wanna get a good middle fit. This is where you use like a scratch awl to kind of reestablish the holes if you need to. Got one right there, line it up. And make sure the holes match. Boom. Gotta get that through. And put it down. And now you are ready to stitch. Backstitch and finito. Donezo. Ready to burn it. I'll just tie it off right now. Okay, I just need the scissors now. It's my magical assistant. That's done. All right, we'll wind it down to the end, and I'm gonna show you guys a really cool trick for backstitching. Now, as you come into your last backstitch, you're gonna think about the same process, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna hide the thread into the seam. Now, when you're making something like this, 9 times out of 10, if you painted it or something like that, you may not be good at burning the thread at the end and kind of hiding it. So this is a little trick. As you go to do your back stitch, you're gonna go into the hole, but instead of going through the back of it, you're gonna go up into the seam. It may be a little difficult, so for some people, you can take the little scratch awl, you can kind of poke a hole through the seam, come up. Same thing on the other side, come up through. And what you want to do, you want to cut it off as close to the edge as possible. You're going to burn it down, and then everything's going to be edge painted at the end. That's that.